Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Foreign Currencies with Scott. So, this is our midweek check in for the first week of September. And what you're looking at here is our typical setup. You can see the vertical line at the New York close. Now, we had 3 trading days so far this week. Monday was a holiday in the US, but there are no holidays for the Forex market except Saturday and Sunday every single week, 52 weeks a year. The market is open otherwise, regardless of country or holiday. So we had no trades either from my primary or our first introduced alternate methods on Monday and Wednesday. However, we did have a potential alternate trade on Monday night going into Tuesday. So the vertical line that you're looking at on the screen is the Monday night New York close. And then you can see in the middle of the screen now the 3 horizontal lines, the middle representing the New York close, and then 30 pips above and 30 pips below. Now, what you can see just to the right of center on the screen is all those red candles and a huge move down. But what we will notice if we close in on this is that at 3 a.m., now in the center, and I will go ahead, oops, try to keep it in the center, and I will go ahead and highlight this candle. Missed it by 1 there. Let's try that again. Missed it by 2 that time. Okay, there we go. That's the 3 o'clock candle. So we opened at 319. So if you look at the numbers on the left, you can see that 15, the $1.35 and 15.4 pips. So we were well within the 30 pip range at 3 a.m. when London opened. Now, despite that, after the opening, it simply shot down and went quite a ways down. And at 4 a.m., finally touched a low and then made some ground back up, as you can see. So we have a low set just after 4 a.m. We then retest that a bit after 5 a.m. and after 6 a.m. But then before 7 a.m., we breach that low and make a new low. But now we would, at least at the time, appear to be marking a new low. And if we zoom in on this section, you can see that the long green candle right at 7 o'clock with the long wick and the short body was a green candle, but it did mark a new low. And then immediately followed by a red candle, which did not go as low. Then the very small red candle, which also did not go as low. So we have marked a bottom there of sorts at the 7 o'clock candle. We then followed with 2 green candles, and now going up, we decided to make an entry for a 30 pip win and a 20 pip stop loss using our alternate method since we were going back now towards where we came from. So between the time that we entered and 8 a.m., which I've moved over to the center, you can see we moved a bit higher. But what we were looking for was our typical 30 pips. So if we want to draw that line right now, we will go ahead and pick drawings and horizontal line. Of course, since the entry line was 82, we would want to look at 12. Close enough. Okay, so 82.2 pips and then 12.1 pips. So that would be our 30 pip line. Now, if you look over there at 10 a.m., you can see that we did get there. However, we also had a stop loss of 20 pips. Now, the thing that we liked about our stop loss was that it was lower than the previous low that had been set for the day. Now, it should be 62, which is 20 pips lower. And so it is right about, finger will not seem to stop. Okay, there we go. Let's just call it 20. Doesn't matter, as you'll see. So we have a 20 pip stop loss and a 30 pip take profit. So ultimately that 30 pip was reached. However, by 8:30, we were stopped out. So within just a little over an hour, we entered and were stopped out and had a loss. So that is unfortunate, but we did follow the alternate method to a T, and sometimes that will happen. It is good, of course, that that stop loss was below the lowest price that we had hit during the day. However, the pair had a new low to make for the day before it headed back up higher again. So that is the only trade we've had for the first 3 trading days this week. It does make our record now 6-6. So 6 wins and 6 losses overall since we started on July 1st. And we did lose $48, but you remember from the prior 2 trades, we did win and made $72 each on those. So we are not now up overall about $100, which is 5% of our initial 2000 stake. So again, 5% in those 2 months plus a couple of days, still very, very good compared to your bank. All right, so keep an eye out for more primary and alternate trades in our final 2 trading days of the week. And we'll see you back here on Sunday evening to see how we all did. Until then, if you have any comments, please let me know. I will get them and get back to you. Happy trading, everyone.